No pukesters helping me to the left, and no pukesters helping me to the right. Didn't need them then, don't need them now.
You are the ex-champion, Mullen.
Now this is the way, Tony and David, that you do the figure four leg lock.
Coming at you live from the All Rock Media Studios in Salt Lake City. It's the Figure Four Podcast. Yes, your boys are back in town. Boys are back in town. Cousin Tyrone, he kicked us out. He kicked me out.
Get you out.
He's like, yo, Dre, man, you ain't paying enough money for the basement. You got to get out of here.
Kaiser's switching the linens in King Gunther's guest room, so I just had to get out.
Kaiser got to, I mean, him and Tiffy got to have a castle by now, right?
No.
He's still bunking with Gunther?
He doesn't bunk with him. He takes care of things around the house.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I mean, after the whooping, after going to sleep, you know, you need somebody to fluff your pillows.
Fluff your pillow? Housekeeping?
Oh, man. Another week of pro wrestling, and today we got a very special guest in the studio with us, Manny Lemons. Ooh, ooh. The man, the brand, the king of the lemonade stand.
You know why we're here, baby boys. Zest of the best. You know the rest. It's the man, the brand, the king of the lemonade stand from live from Dre Rockerland.
Yeah. Ooh. I like it. We here.
Good.
I got my own land.
Yeah. Hey, this is the first one interview you did here. It was in the studio.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
That's what kicked everything off.
Hurt my feelings when he said, yo, let's do the radio.
Oh, man, I know. I feel like
I do that shit no more.
Man.
That's your other friend.
I was that guy this week. Look, I don't follow up on a lot of things or ask a lot of questions when it comes to things. So.
Got to give you a hard time.
Yeah, for sure.
Got to give you a hard time. Man, Manny, you I think most recently we talked to you on the podcast, right?
Yeah.
And we were really heartbroken that you got announced as Albuquerque's own. So there's that.
Yeah.
So strike two, and the radio, and then Albuquerque, you know.
Yeah.
I'm on my way out the door.
Yes.
Future endeavor.
But man, what's up, man? How you been? What's new? What's shaking? I know off mic you were telling me that you're busy. What's new with man?
Yeah, man, I'm 100% blessed. Like I always tell everybody, it's like I get to do what I love for a living, and I really I don't do anything but professional wrestling. You know, whether it's running my school, whether it's building clientele, sponsorships, being a wrestler myself. I mean, I just barely got back from. I did Colorado Springs. We did a freaking U-loop, bro. We went to Colorado Springs Friday, looped down to Phoenix Saturday, right through Vegas, home Sunday. So like a whole horseshoe, and it was 34-hour loop. We just barely got back from that one. So, but that was just this past weekend, man. But I mean, other than that, we're just cooking like we always do, dog. You know, I just barely, you know, it's humbling to come to this podcast and say, you know, your boy is 2-0 in All Elite Wrestling, dog.
That's great.
Yeah.
I love it.
It's wild because it's that saying that Cody said, sometimes the path you're trying to go may be the one you're trying to avoid. And when I was there in 2021, Manny Smith, and I got laughed out of the building, now it's like to sit here and say I'm 2-0 and I've sold out 2 arenas for AEW is freaking wild. Albuquerque had a really good reception, similar basically like what Salt Lake City was. I mean, Albuquerque was a place I wrestled all the time outside of Utah, just because when I left Utah wrestling in, 2016, Albuquerque DWO was the company. I was always going there. I built a fan base. I was wrestling there for 10 years.
Wow.
And, you know, when the opportunity came, it was their first time going there. I was just like, hey, you know what? I'm always there. I'm kind of like their Hogan of their town, too. You know, let me have this opportunity to show.
I don't know. Hogan's the right guy.
John Cena. Yeah. I was going to say Cena, but I know we're heel Cena era. So it was kind of like I had to go to the next one.
Go with Cena.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Please go with Cena.
When I was the Cena of Albuquerque, you know, it was an opportunity, man. And the first time I announced it, the fans were just absolutely crazy. You know, they were very they were engaged to see a guy they watched grow up in the industry, watch them get an opportunity. And the minute, you know, they came out and said Rio Rancho, New Mexico. I'm obviously from Salt Lake. You know, Justin Roberts knew. They just went with the story of what they were trying to do, though. So. Hey, who was the baby face? I was going to say Cena. I was going to say Hogan again, but Hogan held out from every hometown he ever went to. And so I think it was one of those scenarios. But it was really humbling, man. I mean, to have that, and not even just to have that, but then they give the opportunity to show my worth to it. You know what I mean? Because now it's kind of like a different vibe. You know, I always tell everyone, when we ran the show here in Salt Lake, we did the AEW match, and the minute my music hit and the minute you seen the name on the Titantron, my life changed forever. And you could just feel it, because if you go back and watch the match on YouTube, you can just see it's a dark match, obviously, so you hear a little chitter chatter from Tony and Excalibur. But the minute that happened, the reaction of the audience and everyone just went absolutely silent. That was the day I earned the respect of everyone. So when I went back to Albuquerque this time, it was like everyone was like, oh, man, everyone was talking about it and everyone was bringing it up. So it's like 6 months, 8 months later, they're still talking about that. And then be able to go out there and show my worth and hustle my butt off and prove I'm a brand and sell out another arena. It's like, it's just, I'm showing my worth and I'm showing I'm a contender to it. That's 2 arenas in this country that I've sold out. And that's pretty freaking cool. I'm an indie wrestler, I'm a superstar, but
You are. That's the thing that I love about you and about your brand, is that I can't pinpoint anybody else like you.
yeah.
You know what I mean? Like the Manny Lemons brand is strong. You felt it in Salt Lake City at the Maverick Center.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe I'm biased, right? Because this is our friend, but you can't. There's no bias in Albuquerque. You know what I mean? Like you felt that. You know what I mean? So to me, that's phenomenal.
And even here, you legitimately had the biggest pop of the night. And yeah, it was a dark match, but it felt totally different than anyone else coming out, even when the show started.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I was very excited for you, and I haven't known you that long, but just like being there, it was like, holy shit, like it hit you.
Yeah.
Wow, this is crazy.
I think it's because it's that stay power into the game. You know what I mean? Like I'm 13 years into the game now. When we first talked, I was 9 years in, or however long, but it's like to still do it. Like I do this every single day. I wake up, eat, sleep, and breathe wrestling, and to still do it and still have the drive and the hunger to pursue it. A lot of people respect me now in that aspect, because they're like, man, this dog ain't quitting, And I think that's really where my longevity in the business is. It's like, I'm not going to stop. Like I live for wrestling and I die for wrestling, and I'll die until I succeed at this, And you see each new level brings new devils. Every single time we're talking about new accomplishments and new accolades, which is humbling to say the least, but we're doing it, man. And, like that's helping me build devotion here and helping elevate other guys, What is reach one, teach one, and that's basically the name of the game. And that's what we all got to do. We all are in this together, all of us here,
Got to leave the game better than you found it.
Yes, sir. Leave it better than you found it.
I want to follow up on DCW, because what is that like? So you're talent there, but you're also booking matches, correct? What is that like to book the card? Or do you book the card by yourself, or what does that process look like, I guess?
So I guess it really depends. I mean, Andrew Sowell, you guys probably know from our shows, is actually more of the head booker.
Okay.
When I moved to Atlanta, he kind of took more of the reins of that stuff, becoming a locker room leader. So I felt like it was he earned that right to be able to write the show. I book all my stuff. So that's creative control, brother, But
Okay, Hogan.
I don't know. Whenever I more format the show, you know what I mean? Because I know a good formula to it. Like, all right, we need a banger match to start off, because if not, if you start the promo, it starts slow. You know what I mean? There's a pace to it. So I like to go format the show and just make sure it runs smoothly. And I'm doing that for a lot of other companies too. I helped with Colorado Springs do that. I did that with Apex. It just makes the show run so much smoother, and being a jack of all trades. But that's the thing, is just being a jack of all trades. In order to make the product better, I need to do this to help elevate the product, and it's going to put people in positions to make themselves stars. And that's where I format it too. I mean, at the end of the day, we're all doing this because we love it, and win, lose, or draw, people need to take that their objective is to give them the experience of a lifetime. So if you're a heel, give them the best hell yeah of all time. You know what I mean? If you're a babyface, give them that sympathy, make them believe in you. But I mean, obviously it's not my favorite thing to do. It's just what I'm good at. I'm good at, booking and formatting a show. But it just comes with a lot of things. Like, because, I don't ever whenever we post the card, we never put it out there, because sometimes people bitch and moan, you know what I mean, about what their spot is. And, I'm losing this, or I won't come to this show. And it's weird, because indie wrestling has created such an ego edge that a lot of people are like, oh, I'm the star. And it's like, well, how many people came to see you tonight? You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, if you're not drawing the ticket, if there's not Manny Lemons shirts all over there for you, like, what are you doing? What are you contributing to it? You don't need, the business doesn't need you. You need the business. So what value are you bringing to this show? Okay. Are you selling tickets? Great. We're going to push you. We're going to ride that wave and help elevate you. But if you're just one of the guys that's just kind of coasting with the accomplishments, then you kind of fall with the mid card. You know what I mean?
Right.
And that's really what it comes down to. I mean, you watch in wrestling now, WWE, why are those guys at top? Because they're the draws. And it's a business at the end of the day. And that's what we're trying to do, is elevate the business, because at the end of the day, we can all make our dollar off it. We can all make our money, you know?
Yeah.
But we all got to work together. And sometimes it push, pull, shove, we got to go through it. You know what I mean? So I don't know. I mean, I don't mind doing it. I like doing it. It's not my favorite thing to do, though.
Do you find guys that are like extremely talented but don't want to hustle, you know, try to push the events? And on the flip side, people who really push the events, but it's like, man, we've tried so much with this person in ring and it's just not working. And you don't have to name names.
Where do I start? Yeah, man. Like, just doing this a long time, you just see a lot of people just like, they really feel entitled and they don't feel like they have to. And it's like, but like, who are you?
Yeah.
Like, no one knows who you are. If this product didn't exist, you would not have a platform to do what you love. And people don't understand that. They always feel like entitled. And I think maybe that's just a part of like the generation we're in or whatnot. But then again, you got to think indie wrestling's been around for a long time. It's been the same thing ever since, you know? So I think just wrestling just develops a lot of egos with it. I think with our team, the way I like my culture that I created, I think I really created a winning culture where it's like, no, we're a team player. We're all for one or one for all. You know what I mean? And that's really what it is, because at the end of the day, if we all elevate a show, no one wants to wrestle in front of 10 people. So we all need to push the show. We all need to sell tickets. You know, you always try to incentivize them and stuff. And sometimes a lot of people just aren't money driven. They're opportunity driven. Okay, we'll give them opportunity. They sell tickets, you know. Okay, well, if you're money driven, then, you know, sell tickets that way. So you just kind of try to figure out what's best for each person. And man, I tell you what, a lot of people who get into wrestling, I think they just think that the popularity automatically attracts to them when you actually have to go out there and get the popularity.
I was going to say, you need that. Like, you need to go and get it. I was just having a conversation with our local MMA promotion, Fierce Fighting Championship, and it's the same thing with the fighters. Like, the fighters need to bring attention, right? There's a healthy balance between entertainment and actually performing, right?
Yep.
You can be a great in-ring performer, but if you're not bringing people to see you perform and you're not telling people what's going on, it's all for what?
Exactly.
You know? Like, you have to show up. You have to show up outside of DCW. That's one thing, is that, like, DCW athletes should have a personality outside of DCW. They should be throwing their own events and going on podcasts and things like this to draw people to the DCW event.
Yep, no, 100%. And that's always like, I may have said this before on a podcast or whatnot, but the biggest complaint I get from WWE when they come here, they said if there was 5 Manny Lemons, this would be the biggest company in the world. But the problem is, it's like I'm the only one out there doing podcasts like these and out there doing interviews and out there doing meet and greets and stuff. But that's kind of why I started doing it, where it's like, all right, you're all going to go do this now. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
If you don't want to do it, well, then don't come. You know what I mean? Like, I'll go find talent elsewhere. I think that the problem is too, is like, I care too much and I want the future of it to be better, you know? Like, because if I took away the school and just ran wrestling shows, well, where's the growth of the talent and the future of the talent come from? I can bring talent from all over and make a heck of a lot more money than running a school, but we need to really create our own stars, because that's the only way we're going to create the community, because they want to see the local guys rise.
Right.
You know, if I bring in WWE and they're like, oh, well, who's this person from Colorado? Why aren't we in Colorado? You know what I mean? So it's kind of a mixed emotion with that. But I mean, if I was money driven, man, all I would do is run an independent promotion and just no school, and I'd make so much money. Tell you, I'd go out there and hustle the crap out of those shows. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like every community is that way, right? Like,
Oh yeah.
the
When he
rap-
was talking about that, I was thinking of the rap community.
Yeah, hip hop is the same thing. The DJ community is the same thing. The MMA community is the same thing. Like, if you have to have guys like you that are passionate about it, for the guys that eventually you will have another Manny Lemons. You know, not actually that person, but like the person with the same work ethic.
Yeah.
You know, that wants to see this thing grow and survive. How do you feel in the time that DCW has been around? Do you feel like Utah, outside of the athletes, but do you feel like the Utah community is growing? Do you feel like we are starting to catch on more?
Oh yeah, I think we're on fire. I think we're trending to a I don't know, man, because it's like every show we have, like, it's like we're always drawing fans and we're drawing new fans. And that's the objective. When you have new people showing up and they're like, oh man, this is cool. That's the cool thing about it. They may not come every month. They may be like every other month. And it's tough too as you become summertime and people like to do family stuff. But like a lot of the fans, like, it just continues to grow and grow and grow. And I mean, I always tag back to that. If you guys remember when I had the match with AEW, you got the entire 3,000 people were chanting DCW in the ring. You know what I'm saying? That's 3,000 fans for devotion. I mean, it's not like just one person did it and everyone started doing it. Those people were engaged the minute he says this is where the big boys play. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So the community's there, man, and it's going to continue to grow. But are we going to get to a like a game changer level? I think so. I think we potentially could. I think in 5 years, this thing could be one of the biggest companies in the world.
I think you talked about indie so much. I feel like this is the most indie. I know about indie more. I shouldn't say more. I know about indie wrestlers more now than I did 5 years ago.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. And it's from people's stories. Like the Invincible guy, the guy that's performing in front of 15 people.
Yeah.
And he comes out, he's like, Invincible. You know what I mean? And this guy's like, yo, I want Randy at SummerSlam and all that. Like he believes in himself and he's performing as if the world is watching because the world is watching. And that's the type of passion that I would love every athlete, and outside of even wrestling, but like everybody that wants to become something, they should have that same passion.
100%. Because I do that with my kid because he's obviously a big sports guy. I'm like, you're going to be good at interviews. You're going to be at talking. You're going to be good at presenting yourself because if these college coaches come and start looking at you, you can't talk to them, they're not going to look at you. Who was DeShore Sanders? He had a terrible interview. That's why he went so late in the draft. You know what I mean? That's just the way it is. Like if you cannot, if you can't talk the talk, you can walk the walk, but if you can't talk the talk, then it's like, I don't want nothing to do with you. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And also going into college with the NIL stuff now, if you can separate yourself as a personality as well as perform on the field or court or whatever, then it's that much more money that you can earn.
Yeah. And it's a business. You think about it too, like how much these draft picks are not just top star athletes. They're stars now. They're selling their brand.
Their own brand.
They're selling merchandise. They're pulling people into the stadium. You know what I mean? So like it's all a work, bro. But that's just the way life is. It's all a business.
I agree 100%. Somebody that I do like a lot, and I don't know, you wrestled him. I believe you wrestled him the night that we went. Was CJ Frost?
Yeah.
Is CJ Frost local?
Yeah, he's local. He says he's from Atlanta.
Is he originally from Atlanta?
No, I think he's from Iowa, but he lives here.
Kayfabe, brother.
From Utah.
It's the one that reminds me of Bangarang.
Oh,
so I don't know if you know DJ Bangarang, but he's I swear CJ and him are doppelgangers.
Is he built like Bangarang?
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, like CJ.
No shade, Bangarang.
CJ skinny, taller.
Okay.
Yeah, Bang's skinny, like almost 6 foot. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
But the reason why I ask is because I seen the interaction between CJ and forgive me, I forget his name. He's one of the coaches. He was actually teaching Tay how to take a back.
Was it Sowell?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, they have an interaction in intermission where they're selling T-shirts, right? And Sowell moves CJ's box, right? And there's like this banter that's really cool to see these guys go through, and it's like that's the type of content we need to see.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like the banter between these guys, and it's all off the wing type of shit, right?
Yep.
And that's the type of stuff that I wish we would see more. The match is cool.
Yeah.
For me, I build character. I build rapport with the athletes that show us their personality.
Yeah.
I want to see more of that.
I agree with you. I agree 100%. And I think but the problem is it's really up to them to figure out who they are. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like all I can do is just give them the platform and the opportunity to do it. But like you said, you remember that interaction. So obviously it was an engaging interaction where you do it. I think Sowell's really good at doing stuff like that. Like I always commend him on that. I think he's a real good heel. You know, he may not have the best body, but he's just a natural smartass. You know what I mean? And that's really like, to be a heel like that caliber, that's really, really good. And it's not even like he does it on Facebook too, where he starts trolling. Like every post of mine, he'll just put the mad face on mine. Every single post, every single time. I had so many people. I posted at the Boys and Girls Club, and he like mad at my dad's like, "Why is he hating on you?" I was like, "It's just his gimmick."
That's a work.
Yeah.
He has a really good. He had a manager at the time, and I don't know the.
It was MK, I think. Yeah.
Yeah. He had a manager, and he just interacted really good. You say probably not the best body. I think he has the perfect body for his style of wrestling.
True.
You know what I mean? Like I feel like big body, right? Like anytime he hits the canvas, you feel
a lot of man meat.
Oh, a lot of man meat.
Yeah,
a lot of man meat.
Strays thing.
My poor ring.
Oh, it takes a lot. But yeah, man, I just salute to our Utah athletes, man. Is Pirate from Utah?
Yeah, he's from Utah. He's in where did he grow up? I mean, he's originally from San Diego, I guess. Then he moved to Utah, but he's local here. Yeah, he trains with us.
Another guy that I'm just like, man, this is fun. He yo ho ho's in the crowd, like
Yeah.
it's a dope gimmick. You know what I mean? It's cool, and he can actually wrestle. So I see this talent, and I see these guys, and I'm like, man, what more do we need to do?
There's something special there. And it's like even with him, like I always commend him all the time just about the way his facial, it's the in-between stuff for me that really sells for him, you know, the way he reacts, the way he sells, the way he moves, his facial reactions, everything. And you can't teach that. He does that. If there's one guy that I would put my money on who would just like maybe step on the gas just a little bit more and a little bit more and a little bit more, it would be him. Where it's like, bro, just take this as far as you want, but you understand you have to work at it, you know? Mm-hmm. I tell him all the time. He always is on the road with me. I always tell him that all the time. It's like, just keep going. Like, just keep working. Just keep getting bigger. Keep getting stronger, and just keep doing it. You know.
Are these guys? Are they younger guys? Or are they like what age group are we looking at here?
So Sowell's like I want to say like 30s,
Okay.
5-6-ish around there. Pirate's like 22 years old.
Okay.
So he's got a long time.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I
Okay.
mean? I mean our age range is from 19 to 54. You know what I
Right.
mean? Tombstone Jesus.
No, the young kid, the ref,
Oh yeah, we got
15?
15. Yeah.
That's great.
he's in there working, and I seen him train with Tay, and he can roll, man.
Yeah.
Like he can go.
Yeah.
That's the future.
Yeah.
Nice.
But that's what we're doing, man. Just building that future, you know. Because I can't wrestle forever, you know.
Yeah.
Eventually, someone's got to take it over.
Hey, trust me, when it's your time, it's your time.
Yeah. We'll let you know.
It's fair.
We'll point not in front of these cameras. We'll pull you aside. Hey,
It'll be Flair out
you're
there.
gonna
until
be,
I'm
you know what I'm saying? Kurt Angle neck and all that.
man.
You know what I'm saying?
I hope not, but you never know.
Yeah. You got an event coming up June 7th, which is creeping up on us quickly. You have that. You have some other stuff this summer. Go into some of the DCW stuff you're working on.
Yeah, I'm very local here. I just got hit up for Raw actually today for June 9th, but I don't know if I can.
Where's
do
that
it.
at?
Phoenix.
Oh, okay.
So I don't know if I'll be there or not. We'll see by the end of tonight. But June 7th, obviously, at our studio, Light Tree Studios, at Devotion Championship Wrestling. That's more of our all-ages event. We always have to do that because, like, a lot of people, obviously, we're running out of bars and stores and stuff. People are like, oh, is it all ages, you know?
Yeah.
We've had fans come to Kamikazes before and just realize it's like, I don't know if you didn't know it was a bar, but, you know. But we have that one, June 7th. June 14th, we're actually at the Saddleback Harley Davidson in Logan, Utah. So we're taking over Logan again. That's actually a free show. Everyone should go check that out in Logan. We got a pretty decent following in Logan. We ran a few shows there, and hopefully those fans return and just continue to build that because, again, we could really run in every single territory in Utah. It's starting to grow. It's starting to build. We got Evanston coming up, another territory we build June 20th. 21st? June 21st. June 21st. And that's we're doing that one actually an outdoor show because the venue up there that we usually run out of has no AC.
Oof.
So we were like, all right, how do we like do something in the summer? And the Wild Cannabis, our sponsors, is like, oh, we got the permit to run in a parking lot. So we're like, oh, okay, cool. So we're gonna do like
Nice.
a big festival type style show there. So that one will be pretty fun. June 28th, we're gonna be back at Golden Spike Harley Davidson in South Ogden, and that one's gonna be. I think they're still kind of deciding if it's gonna be inside the store or outside the store. Because we did it inside, but where it's summer, you know, they like to just give families an opportunity to go do that. That one they're going to be selling. They got a liquor license, though, so they'll be doing alcohol there at that one.
The Harley Davidson guy?
Yeah, brother.
How the hell did they do that?
I have no
It's Harley
idea, but
Davidson.
once they did
Hey,
it, I was
salute.
that one because they always get Sean was the manager there. He always came to Tussle Time, and he's like, he's the one who actually started the whole deal with Harley Davidson. And we ran the first show, and there was just so freaking fun. And everyone, like all the managers came from all the other stores. Like, we're doing this at our store. We're doing this at our store. So we created this partnership with Harley Davidson, which is pretty cool, you know?
You know what'd be cool is if they did a motorcade. You know how the bikers they do like for the Toys for Tots and stuff. They'll ride State Street.
Yeah.
From one point to one point. That'd be cool if they did it for.
Oh, no, that's what
Devotion.
they're trying to do. So what they're trying to do is have a ride from the Salt Lake store to the Logan store that day in June. And then, like, the same thing, like, in for the Ogden one. I don't know if it's set in stone, but that's just what they've told me. So,
What did WCW used to run? Sturgis?
yeah.
Yeah. Remember that?
That's what it reminds me of, bro.
With all the bikers
Yeah.
in the crowd.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Like, that's the minute I seen it, I was like, this is Sturgis
Yeah,
Road
that's
Wild.
awesome. What time is the event on June 7th?
June 7th, doors are at 6:30, bell time at 7:30.
Okay.
Like I said, that one's all ages, so bring the whole family on down to that one. We We got tickets available. You can do them on DCW at Facebook, X, Instagram. Just message it. We got the links or whatnot. So we'll get you taken care of.
A lot of cool shows, man. And if you haven't been to a DCW show, you're missing out. Like, you gotta go and get tickets. Go to a show, check them out.
If you come from this podcast, we'll let you hit me and Mike with a steel chair.
Hell yeah.
He didn't even let me do that shit.
That's what I'm saying. It's exclusive content. Only fans.
Are you wrestling on the 7th?
Yeah.
Who's your opponent?
I don't know. I think we got a few guys coming in from New Mexico from the Duke City guys. So I'll probably wrestle with one of their guys. I always like to wrestle the out-of-state guys that come in just because I don't like to just always beat my own guys.
Yeah.
So, but we got a few of those guys coming in. I mean, we don't really have any. I think we're going to have a WWE ID match return, I think, in July.
Oh, nice.
We have that partnership with WWE ID, which is freaking cool to say that today my company is an official affiliate with the WWE. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's freaking cool.
Explain that a little bit. What does that mean, WWE ID?
So basically, the ID is kind of like the independent developmental program, what they're doing. So basically, they are contracted to WWE, but they have the first right of refusal to sign them to an official contract, or if they go somewhere else, they can have their first right of refusal to it. But basically what that is they need companies and partnerships for these guys to get reps. And they're only picking the top independent companies in the planet. And we're Utah, the fact that we're on the list and we're constantly having them, this is our third or fourth one we've had now. And it's basically the developmental of WWE. A lot of the guys who are on the ID program wrestle for Evolve, which is booked by Gabe Sapolsky, which is the one who kind of set up the whole deal. So it's just an opportunity to branch out and just network, and having that brand WWE on our poster just creates so much value to us. You know. Yeah. So like anytime we come out there or they come out to us and we are able to get them, we just cherish that because it's freaking pretty cool.
Does AEW have anything like that? And if not, why not?
No, it's honestly it's something that I've kind of pitched to them, off camera, but it's just I don't know. I think it's probably in the works. I think it's a matter of just time and when. I think they're just trying to focus on what they're doing with their television product now. What was it, Wednesday? I was supposed to be in Colorado today, but they had a 4-hour live show, so I was going to wrestle again for them today, but just wasn't any opportunity to do it. So, I mean, it maybe me doing these dark matches or whatnot is kind of that first step to that, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, I don't know. I think there's a lot of opportunity there, and it's just a matter of, who's going to take the reins on that? Maybe that's just something I kind of do, you know what I mean? I don't know. We'll see.
You talked about wins and losses, and for those watching who want to stay in our kayfabe pledge, plug your ears or fast forward 2 minutes. On DCW, on the independent side of things, do guys generally care about wins and losses?
Yes.
Really?
Oh, yeah. People hate if they're losing.
Okay.
It's that's what I was explaining. It's I think it was it's funny because it's when I wrestled at Kamikazes, I put over with my student, To me, I don't give a crap. Win, lose, or draw, they're not really, you can't really remember how many times Cena lost, but you remember he was there. Because he gave the experience of a lifetime. And that's where I'm kind of at, is it doesn't really matter to me, but, some of these guys get so well driven on, I got to win the match, I got to win the title, I got to be the guy. Well, what are you doing to get those accolades? Are you drawing houses? Are people really coming to see you? Okay, so the guy I wrestled brought a few people, so let me give back to him. Hey, I'll put you over. Heck yeah, of course you are. You made the company money, so of course that's what we need to do, Yeah, people get really driven on that. I don't let it consume me at all. It was it was funny because I wrestled Apex and I was the champion there. And he's all, would you mind losing a belt? I was like, the fact that you have to ask me that is just kind of sad. I was like, this is your company. It's your decision. Whatever you want me to do is my job. You hired me to presume a job for you. And if you want that to happen, I will do the best of my abilities to give you the best performance to make that happen. And after the match, he was just thank you so much. I didn't think he was going to think I was going to drop it or something, And it's it's sad that he had to think that way because somebody before him threw a big fit about it, And it's why are we even having these conversations? It's predetermined, right?
Yeah, that's interesting because it seems like the team is trying to build a brand as a whole, and honestly, a lot of people say wins and losses don't matter, and I'm one that I kind of believe that. Right, unless the guy is consistently losing. We talked about Rollins not too long ago, and I was like, this is before the little clique that he's in now, but I was like, he has to get a win. I just feel like he keeps losing. But that's WWE, and we're watching that every, and I think if you can bring somebody and they're not familiar with you, as long as you can perform, that the finish doesn't matter as far as who goes over.
I agree with that.
Rather just how happens.
I'll even take it a step further where it's like, yeah, the ultimate goal is big stage AEW, WWE.
Yeah.
But I feel like the indies are trending right now, right?
Oh,
like
yeah.
the indies are popping right now. To where it's like, if I'm a wrestler, bro, I am active on social media. I am working every promotion that I can. It's actually a benefit that you're not in a big contract with the WWE or AEW. Ultimately, obviously, big stage would be great, but that's not where all of our eggs should go.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like I'm taking it from the radio world. It's like, yeah, radio is cool, but at the same time, it's like you get your voice further and more unfiltered on your own platform. Build your own audience, right?
Yeah.
You get the people. I tell people this all the time, man. You get the people, you get the world.
Yeah. I agree with that. And I always tell it's funny because I think the first thing that happened after that AEW match happened, I'd send it to my dad or whatever. The first thing he says, well, did they sign you? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's like, as I tell everyone, I tell my students this, and because I've had multiple people ask me, and it's like, I'm not so worried about the end game, because the problem is if I worry about that, that's all it becomes.
Yeah.
And I get so consumed and I disappoint myself when it doesn't happen. All I'm doing is worrying about now and then tomorrow when it comes. So I'm going to take the best with this moment, this match, and make the best out of it now. If they sign me, they sign me. If they don't, they don't. But I'm not worried. Because when I moved to Atlanta and AEW was training in the Nightmare Factory, like that's all it became.
Yeah. And
I came back and I was disappointed. And it was a really hard climb to get back up to that. So I don't want it to consume me. Like you mentioned, like the indies are popping, bro. It's like I literally just wrestled for AEW and I'm going to work for WWE on Monday. You know what I mean? Like no one could tell me yes or no. They're calling me. You know what I mean? They're calling me. I'm not calling them or asking them for the opportunity. It's just, an email that came through. And that's the cool thing about it. It's like, okay, I can go work for TNA. I can go work for NWA. I can do GCW. I can do indies. Like the indies are popping, man. And but it's like you said, it's like, how far can you take it to make yourself to appear to be a star attraction? And that's your social media. One of the things, Glacier is I always have to put him over because he's my Atlanta dad. You know Glacier? Yeah, for WCW. Oh, man. Me and him, like, he's literally probably one of my best friends of life. And when I was in Atlanta, he actually helped. Like, I always would go stay at his house, hang out, and go to lunches and stuff with him. And he really helped me cope because he reminded me a lot of my dad. It's like the kind of same philosophy. So I always call him my Atlanta dad. But I haven't seen him probably in 2 or 3 years, and he's just like, it's like we never missed a beat, And he's like, you're just killing it with your social media, to have a guy at that level who's an agent of the company taking notice of what I'm doing, like that's pretty cool,
Yeah.
So people are always watching. Like, dude, I have everyone follow me. Just because they don't like my stuff doesn't mean they're not watching. They're seeing it because they're not unfollowing me.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, that's the thing. I think you, and I say this with everybody that I talk to, but you always have to put your best foot forward because you don't know who's watching. And I think in wrestling specifically, you can work towards that goal to WWE or AEW, but if you don't have a following and you don't have your brand behind you, it really doesn't matter because we just had a bunch of cuts in WWE, guys that have been doing it forever. Some of them, though, really have a following and they're going to, land on their feet and be fine. Yeah. Like, it happens all the time, guys getting let go. Like, think about when Cody left, right, and did his indie stuff. Or you think about, when Bray Wyatt got let go. Yeah. Daniel Bryan getting to WWE because he was such an independent star. It's like, you have to build that. And even when you get to the peak, that's not the end. Yeah. Because if you fall or you get let go, you have to go back to these places that you were at before.
That's what I learned a lot from Gallows and Anderson. It's like you just can't let it consume you. You know what I'm saying? Because like I think this time they were more trying to get out because they wanted to go back to New Japan and do stuff, But it's like they're having too much fun on the indies and doing stuff on the indies, and they're making a brand for themselves where people are booking them because I know their rate and it's not cheap. You know what I mean? So it's like they're doing it, and that's the model we all should kind of follow. It's like, yeah, it sucks. You could lay in the sand and die, or you can get up and evolve yourself to make yourself even better where they're calling you again. You know what I mean? And it's like, look, Cardona's the king example of that.
Oh, yeah.
He's killing it, and the fact that he's not signing, I think it's just more of his own choice. You know what I mean? Because you make too much money on the indie. You control your schedule. It's easier to go to work for 2 days a weekend versus 5 days a week. You know what I'm saying? But you can make more money in that because you control your environment. You control your cost. You know what I'm saying? Where versus like you have no choice but to go to TV even if you're not feeling good. You know what I'm saying? Like, so like it's a different ball field, but I think that's the big thing with it is just keep going and don't get discouraged because it's like we all do. When TNA fired me, like you think it was the worst thing, I thought my career was over. You know what I mean? Then I end up on AEW and WWE on the same night. You know what I mean? And I blow up that way, and then nothing came from that. And then it's like, oh, now I'm wrestling for AEW again. You know what I mean? And it's like, so just always stay the course because you just never know. If I quit day one and that didn't happen when I got fired, then obviously it's like I'm going to these other things would have never happened. We wouldn't be here having this conversation right now. So,
Right.
Yeah, that and keeping good relationships, right?
yeah.
Because you never know when you can go back in any field, right? Like if you burn your bridges, it's all right.
Yeah.
That guy's a dickhead.
That's the thing that like even like Dreamer always commends. He's like you're just you're just a genuine good person with that. He's like, you have every excuse to not be, but you don't let it affect you. And it's true. It's like if I sit there and get pissed off and blow up about it, like what am I gonna do? There's no going back. You know what I mean? Like my Atlanta Georgia experience, like my entire life changed. You know what I mean? I could have sat there and made every excuse to not get up. You know, I could have blamed everyone and I could have did everything and blew up everything. But it's like, why?
Right.
My dream is to be a professional wrestler. I'm going to be the best professional wrestler I can be. So if I need these people, I'm going to continue to be those relationships with those people regardless, you know?
And this is why I love where Karrion Kross is at right now.
Yeah.
Oh man.
This is why, like for me, he's my number one guy right now. Like on what he's doing,
Yeah.
he's telling his truth, and he's showing up. Like he's still doing what is asked of him, but he's still telling his truth.
Yep.
Anytime he gets a microphone, we're hearing the truth.
Yeah.
Either that or this is a great work. You know what I mean?
No, I mean, that's usually the best form of work is when there is a little truth to it. Obviously,
Yeah.
if you're going to be a little upset that you're not the guy, you know, that they're giving you that minute, that time to pursue it and show it. You know, don't go, he's not abominating the company. He's just stating his frustrations and he's doing it in his best form of himself. So, like, that's the greatest character of all time. You know what I mean? When you're just yourself.
Agreed. You think about like Punk's biggest run, the summer of Punk, and all those things. Like it, and if it wasn't real, oh my God, watching it, it was like, this is awkward.
So he brought you in and he made you believe it was
Yeah.
real.
Oh hell yeah, he did.
Isn't it weird though that Truth got released when he literally had probably the best 2-3 weeks that we've seen of him in a while?
In a long time.
You know what I mean? Like, you go on the website, his T-shirts aren't even available because they're sold out.
Yeah. It's tough to say because, like, I mean, you kind of see it from a business perspective, too. Yes, he's a draw, but he's 53 years old, too. You know what I mean? And I think it's like, well, to pay him at that money, it maybe just didn't make sense. I don't know. I'm not in any decision with that, but I can see both sides of it. I mean, at the end of the day, he's going to be fine. He's gonna be a millionaire for the rest of his life just based on his brand. Like, you can go to AEW tomorrow. You know what I mean? Like, I guarantee it.
I was listening to Rosenberg today, and he was saying pretty much that same thing. Like, it hurts, but he's going to be fine. But also from a business perspective, and I didn't even think about it this way. You know, he's 54 years old, and they could have worked out a Legends deal, but it didn't seem like Truth wanted that.
Yeah.
So he still wants to go, you know, and I'm sure they can again. And CM Punk coming back to WWE is the biggest example of anyone can come back anytime. So, like, the door, I'm sure, would be open for Truth when he wants to do a Legends deal.
Yeah, I'm sure they gave him a deal. I'm sure they gave him something, and it didn't make sense for him.
Yeah.
And I'm excited to see what Truth does next because you think about what he can do. I mean, he can go anywhere, literally any other company, and be good. What I truly hope happens is Truth goes into himself. I hope Truth does his own stuff. Think about Truth doing something with Fourth Rope in hip hop. He comes from hip hop.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, that would be incredible to see him interview guys like Ice Cube, guys like Snoop.
Yeah.
He has stories of Tupac. Like, having him interview the guys in hip hop that have interest in wrestling. You know, like that's what I truly hope. And I hope he doesn't. I hope that Truth, whatever he does next, I hope that he does it for. This might sound selfish, but I hope he does it for himself because that's where he's going to get the audience.
Yeah, I agree with that. But like I said, he's going to be just fine with that because he had to create his own brand for that long. He's been a long active member of the WWE universe.
Crazy
you know,
how long
it's
he's
crazy.
been around.
Forever.
I don't think I've ever seen so many tributes for somebody that gets
Released.
released.
Yep.
I don't know if release is the right word, but
Or contract.
contracts in it get re-signed.
Yeah.
Everybody. You look on the timeline just a couple of days ago, and it was Truth.
Yep.
The audience, we want Truth. NXT, we want Truth. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know, man. It proves that Ron Killings touched a lot of people.
Yeah. And maybe that's what it is. Maybe it's just he needs that little break to bring him back because I guarantee you the minute you hear his music comes, it's going to be one of the biggest pops anyone's ever heard, you know? I would say maybe, you know, like I think maybe just don't buy too much into what the internet says because maybe it's all a work. We just are being worked right now.
That's the other thing too. That's what I told Dre because I was late on Raw on Monday, like an hour behind, and Dre's like, "You watching?" I'm like, "Did Truth come back?" Because I was thinking like he could just, Truth's character is one of like he had that promo where he was talking about winning the Royal Rumble or whatever, and they're like, "You're not in the Rumble, Truth," and he's like, "Oh, like shit like that."
I'm bad.
Could it potentially be? And everyone bought into it, but
like even think about it though, like because it's 90-day no compete clause, I'd say bring it back 91 day 91. Just throw everyone because everyone's gonna think he's gonna end up at the other program.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's what I would do.
Yeah.
And like that'd be totally like makes sense. You just see him in a backstage segment, just eating popcorn or doing something he did. I remember because like when he first came back, I was at the Survivor Series and they were getting the Chips commercial. He's in the Chips commercial. That was supposed to be us. Like I was supposed to be in that, but then they signed him to a new deal, so like he ended up being in that. So it was like they were just gonna have a bunch of extras just in there out trying chips or whatever, But I was like, oh, I guess we're not doing that.
Whatever he does next it's gonna be dope.
Yeah.
He's just a captivating figure, and what a better person to root for. You know what I mean? Like that guy, I don't know him personally. I just know him as the character that he is. And ever since K Quick, man, when I was introduced to him as K Quick, man, like getting rowdy days, like just a tremendous athlete, somebody that you really didn't see ear or eye piercings and things like that. Like I don't know, solid guy.
Yeah. It was definitely a different look for sure that no one saw coming. And he made the best, he owns that, and that's the coolest thing about him is he's just who he is.
And for Road Dogg to bring him up too, like he told that story about Road Dogg telling him, "Hey," because I guess where he was wrestling, I don't remember where it was. It's like before NXT. What was that called?
Was it TNA?
No, it was even before TNA. I don't remember what it was, but Road Dogg was like, "Hey, keep going," and because he was gonna quit, and he's like, "In three to 4 months, I'll have you up here with me." And he's like, and he said in 2 months, Road Dogg had him up there as his tag team partner.
Oh man.
Yeah. And for a guy like Road Dogg to believe in you, it's like, oh shit.
Yeah. That usually helps, obviously your mentors and whatnot.
Yeah. Yeah. Should we get into some money in the Bizank?
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay. You want to get in on some of this?
Money in the bank, what we got?
Okay.
That's this Saturday, right?
It is this Saturday.
Peacock on the cock.
Okay, calm down. Okay. Right now, there's only 4 matches. I'm assuming they're not going to add one on SmackDown, right? It's going to be a 4-match card because those Money in the Bank matches are long.
Yeah.
So let's start with the WWE Women's Intercontinental Championship match. That's Lyra Valkyria versus Becky Lynch. The man, Becky Lynch. Dre, let's go with you. What you got here?
I gotta go with Valkyria. I mean, that's my
2 times.
Yeah,
2 times. Okay,
that's my girl. I think she proved it on Monday that she don't care no more. Like she's like, I believed in you once. You fooled me. It's not gonna happen again. Like now I'm gonna kick your ass. Like now I see you for who you are. You're a dirtbag, and let me really put my hands on you now. Yeah. So I think we're gonna see a more aggressive Lyra, and Becky Lynch. I don't think she's ready for what's about to come. I really don't.
What do you think's coming?
Ruthless aggression.
Oh,
you think so?
From Lyra?
I think she's gonna be. She's gonna be on it.
Okay.
She's ready for it.
I wonder. Actually, Manny, let me go to you. What do you think?
That's my same pick. I mean, I was there when she won the the Intercontinental title, and it was cool because she had genuine real emotion to see it. So to see her continue to climb up the ladder, I don't know. Becky's kind of lost a lot of steam, in my opinion.
I
mean,
agree.
it's. I feel like just from the time they set her at this high caliber, it just kind of just faded off, and maybe just going away having a kid. But it's always time off in this business is your worst enemy. If you leave, people will forget about you, and there's always that number 2 is so close. The minute you stop, they're in front of you. Yeah. So I think there's a lot of that, but I agree with you. I can see the ruthless aggression era coming from that, and just making her just a really big attraction and a big star.
You look at the man. Like we loved her as the man because she was with the people. Now she's just a bully.
Yeah.
Yeah, we have this conversation all the time. Like, there are people who are believable as heels, and there are that can go heel babyface, and then some where they go heel, and it's like, I don't believe this. Yeah. And I feel like maybe in life she's just a good person.
True, and it's
too hard for her to be a heel because I haven't believed even when she's giving it her all. I haven't believed her, and even when she turned on Lyra, which was like the weirdest, shortest build up to these two having a feud that didn't make sense to me.
Yeah.
Like, I just don't believe her as a heel. And with that said, I think she's one of two things is happening here. I think she wins in some dirty fashion, or we get Bayley back to cost her the match.
That's
and I think
something-
Bayley coming back makes more sense to keep that belt on Lyra, but then get that feud, because Becky's been talking a lot of shit about Bayley, and Bayley's not even around, minus the footage we saw on the yacht. Which, if I could have been a seat on that yacht, my God.
If I could have been Shayna Baszler, Shayna wasn't just in heaven. Jeez.
Fly on the wall of the
Hey,
yacht.
one of us three got to touch the boot. Now I ain't gonna go there.
It wasn't me.
And it wasn't me.
Shaggy.
You mentioned
It wasn't me.
you mentioned Becky and Bayley. If Lyra, if she loses, we got to get Becky. I mean Bayley.
Bayley.
I think that's if we do lose the title off of Valkyria, I think Bayley is the next in line to try to go after Becky.
I think Valkyria can still win and then have a, and I said this last time and it didn't happen, but have something after the match where Becky, attacks her, right, with something, and then Bayley comes out and they start that feud. Lyra moves on to something else.
I love Lyra.
Yeah.
She's great. Next match, let's do the women's Money in the Bank. So Julia, Roxanne Perez, Rhea Ripley. This is such an interesting match. Rhea Ripley, Alexa Bliss, Naomi, and Stephanie Vaquer, who will be having her second match of the day on multiple shows. So she's on Worlds Collide, and then she's also here, which is nuts. And there's one of those in the not confirmed. There may be one of those in the men's Money in the Bank match too, but we'll get to that in a little bit. Manny, what do you think here? Who's going to be carrying around that suitcase for the next 2 weeks to a year?
I think Stephanie Vaquer is going to win it. I think she's on the rise to become the biggest women's star of all time. Like the fact that she just blew up from CML and Mexico and all that, and just right through NXT, winning the U.S. title, then the NXT champ women's title, and now she's just already on the main roster. So it's like, I think she's the one. She's gorgeous too. Yeah.
Something else.
Booker T, we need you on Raw.
I think I like Stephanie in this. I think from me as well, Tay. I think from a visual perspective and the way that some of these storylines are going, I kind of like Roxanne Perez getting the belt or getting the suitcase, and the stuff that's going on with Judgment Day. Are they splitting up, or is she getting into it? Is she gonna replace Liv? Like, what's happening there? I'm excited. Hey. Don't be slamming.
You see that?
It's so hard to get good help around here.
Like he's upset.
I know it's like child labor laws and such, but golly, son, just
the way he slapped that.
We're not recording anything.
My guy.
So I'm going to go with Roxanne Perez, and the only reason I say that is because Stephanie is so new to the main roster. But I guess so is Roxanne. But I think Roxanne in Judgment Day, I feel like Judgment Day just continuously lifts up people.
Yeah.
And I think that would be awesome to have her have that. So I'll go with Roxanne.
All right, guys. So I wrote down here, right? I have underlined Roxanne Perez as my winner for the women's Money in the Bank. Mm-hmm. The more I think about it, the person next to her, Julia. Julia and Roxanne are not on good terms.
Yeah.
Does Julia cost Roxanne the chance to win this case? This is where I'm thinking, oh man, I would really love Roxanne to have this case, right? But Roxanne, she already has two things against her. She has Julia and she has Stephanie Vaquer. Mm-hmm. Both of them, they don't like her, right?
Yeah.
I look at Rhea. Rhea doesn't really have no enemies on this card. Mm-mm. There's no real big enemies. I know we want to see Rhea with the belt back on her waist.
Yeah.
Think about Mommy back with the briefcase, back run on top of things. I would really love to see Mommy have that briefcase. The more I think about this, my original pick was Roxanne Perez. I really love Stephanie. I'm going to roll with Mommy. I'm going to roll with Rhea climbing that ladder.
Okay.
All three solid choices.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My only thought with Rhea is she doesn't need it.
She doesn't need it.
Rhea, we talk about this all the time. I don't know if there's someone minus Jey Uso, maybe, who's more over than Rhea in all of WWE. But she has been for probably a longer amount of time.
Well, bro, even with the casual viewers, I'll go on random dates and they don't know anything about wrestling, but they know Rhea Ripley.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
From TikTok or like, hey, do you know this? I was like, yeah, but like, I'm not going to say hi for you. You know what I mean?
So you're not okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's she's incredible in ring. She's gotten so good on the mic. I mean, I think the Money in the Bank case just goes to somebody who they can elevate a little bit more, because it seems like that's generally who they put it on. Someone that can tell a little bit longer storyline with most times, right? Especially the past couple. So
I think Roxanne would be that person.
Yeah.
But for some reason, I just feel like she's going to get screwed by Julia.
okay, I think this is going to be a real fun match, though, regardless of who comes out. Do you want to do the men's or do you want to do Cody, Jay?
I think men's would probably land next.
Okay, you think?
I think
that's
Cody-
going to be the main event.
I think the tag is our main
Yeah,
event.
I think Cena will main event.
Okay, well, yeah, you're probably right. All right. So let's do the men's. Solo, LA Knight, Seth Rollins, Penta, Andrade, and El Grande Americano, who, if he is who people speculate him to be, this is his second match of the day. So, Dre, who you got here?
It has to be Seth freaking Rollins. I think Seth Rollins is the guy.
Two-time.
This faction, or as Wonder said, this clique of guys needs some gold. And I think this is going to be the first chance for Seth Rollins to cash in on Jey Uso. So I think the way he does that is by cashing in that briefcase. I think Seth Rollins wins. Plus, he has the muscle behind him, right? Mm-hmm. He has Big Bronson Reed, and he has Braun Breaker.
Yeah.
They are definitely going to be there. There's no disqualification in a ladder match. So I think having two of the biggest muscle in the WWE in your corner, Seth Rollins gets it done. Oh, but Solo has a JC Mateo.
The name is great, though.
That's my pick.
Solo? It's between Solo and Seth. I'm rolling with Seth Rollins. He gets it done.
So you're going Solo.
I'm going Solo. I mean, obviously, I'm doing that for selfish reasons, but I do feel like Money in the Bank could be something to help really elevate him again, because since the Bloodline, he's kind of slammed down a bit, you know. But this could be his opportunity to have that briefcase. You know, you have Jacob, who has the United States title, and these guys new heavy. You know, like this is just a perfect opportunity for him to really get back into that main event picture.
Yeah, I think so as well. I was going between Solo and LA Knight, because I don't think Seth necessarily needs the case, and he doesn't need it for himself, but he also doesn't need it to win the title because he has those guys with him.
I feel like Roman's going to show up and cost Punk. I mean, not cost Seth.
Seth.
That's my prediction on that.
Fire. Yeah, we do need Roman back. So yeah, I'm gonna lean towards Solo as well. Solo's so good as a character, and he really developed and got comfortable on the mic. And same with, Jacob's always been comfortable. Once they let those guys be different, other than what it seemed like they were trying to push, they're really entertaining. So I think him with that briefcase would be solid. And also tell a story of the tension with him and Jacob too. You know, you can have that case, you can have the U.S. title, and just elevate that. So, sorry, El Grande Americano, but wouldn't that be wild?
I'm annoyed because that should be Karrion Kross. Karrion Kross should have qualified.
I think the only person you potentially take out of this is Andrade for Karrion Kross. El Grande Americano is on fire.
He is.
And we've talked about Chad Gable needing good spots continuously. I feel like a lot of his stories haven't ended. We talked about the Otis one. That just kind of was they blew that over. We talked about Wyatt's. Don't get me started on the Wyatts. I don't know if you've ever watched when I go off on this, but I have very strong opinions about the way the Wyatts are being booked. Anyways, okay, let's move on. Cody, Jay, and the two jabronis trying to ruin wrestling. John Cena, Logan Paul. I'm going to go first on this one. And I think we're getting a Cena-Paul victory here because there's no titles on the line, which obviously you keep that on Cena. But I think we find a way to make this move forward with Cody and John after this. And it just helps John ruin wrestling. Them getting a victory over Cody and Jay.
Yeah, I mean, because especially Cody's got to be his last match. There's really no one else for it to be. You know what I mean?
It doesn't make sense.
So, like, to do Cody versus John at SummerSlam, then have Cody win. I mean, I guess if he wins it there, but then it's like, do you have a rematch? Cena do a rematch? I don't know. Like, story's kind of done. Mm-hmm. Like, I feel like he'll retire as a heel and just have a, lose it, then give his face promo to send everyone home happy. You know what I mean? I feel like that's the better option. But, I mean, so to see him lose, then that means Cena, Cody and them. Jay's got to get pinned because it can't be Cody.
Yeah.
Cody's got to stay strong. So, Logan's got to pin Jay and have Cena and Cody fight off to the crowd or something, But I'm with you. I think it'll be Cena and Paul. Like, that's who I'm pulling for. Or I'm a Cena guy, so that's who I'm obviously picking.
Yeah. And I think we could even get that Cody-John match later in the year.
Yeah.
You can find a way to make that happen later. Because, it feels like John has a few more guys he needs to wrestle before he heads out. Roman, Punk, like those two really stick out.
The Rock.
Not have.
Don't get me started on that anymore.
We have no confidence in The Rock. And this is The Rock. The way you feel about Cena is the way I feel about Rocky.
Yeah.
Yeah. He got me back into wrestling in 2011, and I've never been more frustrated with the character.
I don't think we'll see him again.
It doesn't feel like it
I don't
either.
feel like we will.
Things are
maybe.
weird. It feels like things are weird over there, and we can talk off camera. That's all for this episode, right? We're gonna do some bonus
Can
content.
I give mine?
Oh, you didn't pick?
No.
Go ahead.
I'm going to go Cena Paul as well.
All right, that's it.
But,
Yeah, see ya.
But you should have cut it right there.
this is where Jey Uso's Sami Zayn. I think Sami Zayn cost Jey Uso and Cody Rhodes. Karrion Kross told Sami that he's not a good guy for a reason. And I feel like something's going to peek into Sami Zayn. And what better way to get Sami Zayn some heat than to turn on his best friend, the one that he feels Uzi for.
Yeah.
And I feel like this is where Sami's going to cost Jay a win. He's going to get pinned. It might be the brass knuckles from Jake Paul, maybe or Logan Paul. Paul drops the brass knuckles. Sami picks him up. Hits Jay. 1, 2, 3. Now we got Sami in a feud with Jay.
I like that. I think I'd rather have Sami cost Jay the title.
He can do this too. He can do both.
Yeah, but let's work up to it. Let's work up a little bit more. Let's let it marinate a little bit. But I do like I like where you're going there. Okay.
Yeah, you can't blow the whole thing up front.
Yeah. Can't blow your load early.
Can't blow your load early.
I mean, tell WWE that. They've been doing it for the last 6 months.
Wow. Okay. Well, you're never getting a job there.
No, I'm not. Sorry, Hunter.
I tell him every episode, call me. Paul, call me. Whatever you want me to call you. Hunter, Triple H.
Has he called you?
Not yet. But consistency is key. That's one thing we've learned in this episode. Consistency, building your brand, showing that you love the business.
You had an Iron Sheik shirt on. Can you give us one fuck you, Hogan?
Fuck you, Hulk Hogan.
That's it.
All right. All right. Do we want to put a cap on this? I know we
Yeah.
want to do some bonus content for the people.
Yep.
Manny, where can the people follow? DCW, you, anything else you want to plug?
I think we just talked a whole bunch about what to plug and whatnot. Obviously, we got End Term coming up here June 7th. We got Logan Harley Davidson June 14th. We got Evanston, Wyoming June 21st. We got Harley Davidson Gold Spike in South Ogden June 28th. We got a big month for Devotion Champs Wrestling. You can follow all those at DCW on Instagram, Facebook, or X. You can also follow me at Manny Lemons on Instagram, Facebook, and X, brother.
And any of your athletes, any DCW guys, if you watch this, I'm sure you're going to watch this to find out if Manny talks shit on you. If you want to come on the pod, come up.
And he did, and we'll show you the content we cut, and then you can cut your promo on him.
I challenge you to watch this and go do that, please.
There you go. Yeah. That's the promo. Yeah, make sure you go follow him, follow the group. Kids camp coming up, youth summer camp, July 16th,
15th and 16th.
15th and 16th. DCW.com. You can get more information.
Yeah, shout out to the youngest luchador in the game, Notorious Nolo.
Manolo.
Hey, I want my rematch.
Yeah, you heard it, Nolo.
You cheated. You pulled my hair.
probably one of the most charismatic kids I've ever seen. Like
Yeah.
a lot of charisma,
100. We love that kid.
Machismo out of the.
Although little Tavy Rocco over there, little baby Rocco had a good little intro. He came out to his friend, our friend, his friend, Killer Mike.
Oh,
You know what I mean? He came out. The entrance music was Run the Jewels.
Yeah.
Really, really dope.
I'd say the one thing with Tavy, you got to work on those promos because when you try to cut a promo on me and I come right back and you're coming back, shut up.
It doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter. Yeah.
Calm down over there.
So after I got you a beer,
Yeah. You slam that beer on the table.
can you give us another fuck you, Hogan?
Nah, I can't do multiple.
All right, yeah. Let's put a ribbon on this thing. We got some more content we want to do. Follow us on Instagram at @figure4 podcast on Instagram. We're almost at 1,000 subscribers.
Hey.
Salute to friend of the show, Ron Killings, man. Salute to a friend of the show, Mariah May.
Wrestler of the Week, Mariah May for me. Shout out to her, NXT. I'm all in on NXT now.
You
I
fucking
said.
asshole.
So we didn't do Wrestler of the Week, but it's my Wrestler of the Week. I'll write that down when we get home. When I get home.
I was going to put her as my wrestler of the week as
We
well.
can both do it.
All right. She's two. Mariah May made her NXT debut in glorious, glamorous fashion. The women's division has something to really look out for. NXT is the best thing in wrestling right now, in my opinion, other than Raw. I think that NXT and Shawn Michaels, the Heartbreak Kid, whatever he's doing. I was having this conversation, I think it was with you or Pop Out Aiden, that I feel like NXT is flying under the radar of TKO. I don't know what it is, but they have probably the strongest women's division in pro wrestling right now, and they're giving us solid matches. Mike Santana, Mike Santana, the Boricua from New York, Trick Williams, solid match.
Oba
Fleming giving us solid matches.
Yeah.
What you want to say?
You're just funny. Mike Santana, Shadur.
Satana, phenomenal.
Yeah. It's great. It's great over there.
Yeah, NXT is rocking and rolling right now, and I love to see where they are. Salute to Mariah May. Hopefully NXT makes a Utah stop sometime.
And even if they don't, when she's on the main roster, she has a home here. You know what I'm saying? She's got friends.
Salute to her. Again, Figure4 podcast on Instagram. If you want to follow me at Drerawka, DRERAWKA, I got a lot of content up right now. We are rocking and rolling with the Unrestricted podcast. Yeah.
So you need to know, Figure4 podcast on all socials.
All right. Yeah, we out. Peace.